This is a long bodkin, or the traditional bodkin arrow, which is commonly used during the War of the Roses. The first stage is to form the socket on the arrow, which is done by heating the metal to around 1300 degrees, which is a bright yellow heat, and then flattening the steel into a fishtail shape. During a campaign, they probably would have specialist blacksmiths making just arrowheads, but also if a large number were needed at once, it would probably have been contracted out to the local blacksmiths, as it's quite a basic process. Once the metal's this thin, it gets hot extremely fast, so you have to keep your eye on it. The next job is to roll the metal to actually form the socket of the arrow. Normally you would work more than one at once, so while you were working on one, another one would be getting hot in the fire. The next stage is to cut the socket off and then form the point. It's important to form the point of the arrow first and then draw it back. This is going to be a long bodkin, so the next stage is to draw it out into a long point. These arrows were used primarily against chainmail. The long thin point penetrates between the rings and splits them open, whereas a shorter pointed arrow would the impact would be absorbed. This is your bodkin arrow, which would then be sent off to the fletcher for the rest of the arrow to be assembled.